Thank you for joining me today for lesson 79 of Sefer HaMitzvos study. Um, Today, I want to go a little bit mystical, but it's a teaching that's very, very old, not something that I came up with. Um, when two, the Torah says, for this reason, a man shall leave his father's house and to cleave to his wife. So cleaving or joining the wife, becoming two becoming one, is a concept that the Bible teaches, the Torah teaches right off the bat, in even in Genesis. If you look in Hebrew at the word for man, it's ish, and you look um, at uh, at the word for for man or for woman, and it's isha. Both of these words have in common an aleph and a shin. Sorry, I don't have the ability for you to see what I'm talking about. For the man, the letter that he has that's different is a yod, and the letter that a woman has that's different is a hey. You might recognize those two letters because those two letters are the first two letters in the name of God, of God's name. The also the those two letters in Jewish mystical thought. The yod relates to chokhmah, and the hey relates to bina. Chokhmah is like taking this abstract idea, and bina is taking that idea and thinking about it rationally, making distinctions, etc. And those are often translated as wisdom and understanding. Um, that's kind of beside the point, but well, it's that is the point. But those two are two separate uh, uh, types of intellect. However, they work together in order to produce knowledge. So when we take those two things that are opposites to each other, the man and the woman, and we put them together, we create something new. There's something that comes from that union. Obviously, physically, we can look and we can often see a family that starts with God's help. That's what we're looking for. But in a spiritual sense, the sages say. I apologize. I don't have the citation to give you at this time. I've just had a few minutes to prepare today. When these two join, the man brings the yod, and the woman brings the hey, and we actually create, between the husband and the wife, we create Hashem's name. And so uh, the man and the woman coming together and living in harmony with peace in the home, and being faithful to each other, etc. What you're ending up with is a revelation of Hashem in the world, between the husband and wife. Obviously, when there's a divorce, there's a break between that name. This is where I get into my thoughts on this, and very likely that these thoughts have been they're elsewhere. But really, if that's the case, it's not actually at the divorce that Hashem's name was fractured. God forbid. It started earlier. The problem is rarely the divorce. People who are getting along and working together and love each other very much don't usually end up in divorces. I don't have a lot of experience with this, thank God, but that's what makes sense to me. That's what I've seen is it usually started much earlier. So the real Chilul Hashem, the real tearing apart of the husband and the wife occurred when they did not um, truly allow themselves to become one with each other. That if they're um, well, there's lots of reasons why these things could be. Um, they fed something that their animal instincts wanted, rather than what their godly souls wanted, because those godly souls, they want to be together. I don't usually bring in uh, things in this context. I don't. I'm wanting to focus on specifically on Sefer HaMitzvos, and I'm not wanting to bring in a lot of other sources. But this idea of not tearing or not um, tearing apart what Hashem has put together, not not ripping those two things apart that have become one. This happened initially when Adam and Chava, Adam and Eve, they were initially one, and it was Hashem actually that tore them into two when Hashem took a side from Adam and made Chava, and then it was their mitzvah to join back together and to recreate Hashem's name between the two of them. So my point is, if it's true that a husband and a wife make this revelation of Hashem in the world through their union, and that Hashem's name is sanctified in that union, then we need to be very careful, men and women, that we're not doing things that are steps down the path of leading toward chas v'shalom, the mitzvah that we're discussing regarding giving a get in the case of a divorce, God forbid. That the real Chilul Hashem, the real defacement, or um, the real tearing apart of Hashem's name occurred much earlier, when those two decide that they're better on their own. So may we always sanctify Hashem's name, and remain united, in heart, in thought, with our spouses, so that we can bring a revelation of Hashem into the world, and not a Chilul Hashem Chas v'Shalom. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great day in every way. Bye bye.